Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. Today I'm going to be attempting to make my own fragrance clones. It's time for me to try to be a master blender. Joking around about the master part, but I actually am going to give a go at making some clones. So I'm going to mess around here a little bit, and then I'm going to let these sit, and then we'll see how they turn out. And if it's successful, I'll let you know what I did. And if it's total crap, I will also let you know what I did. So let's jump into this. I've got some handy dandy perfumer's alcohol here. Some of you are aware, some of you aren't, that maybe a year and a half ago, I purchased a whole bunch of aroma chemicals, essential oils, natural oils, etc., and started to learn how to perfume, how to make fragrances. Now, I wouldn't say I've ever really been successful doing that, but that's the reason I have this. I've actually got a lot of this, but I'm going to start doing a little mixing. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to have a montage like in an 80s movie. So enjoy this copyright-free music while I make a montage. A lot of time has passed since I started this, and you watched what is probably a 15 to 20 second montage, but here we go. I'm gonna keep tinkering with these and then let them mature, and I'll let you guys know how these turned out. In case you're wondering what I'm trying to make a clone of here, it's Creation E by Raja Dove, M7 by Yves Saint Laurent, and a Baccarat Rouge 540 and Creed Aventus hybrid. So now it's time to let these sit. Maybe I'll make another couple batches and see how they turn out. So I'll see you guys in the future. So we've jumped into the future by a full week. These fragrances that I mixed up have been maturing back here behind me. So just to recap, one of these is an Aventus Baccarat Rouge 540 clone, a hybrid, if you will. These two kind of put together. Another one is this M7 by Yves Saint Laurent. And the last is this Raja Parfums Creation E, or Enigma. So that's what these clones should smell like. These ones right here. I made some at roughly a 20% concentration, and then others at roughly a 30% concentration. If you'll remember, I was just doing it based off of drops, which is not very scientific. What I should have been doing is using my scale and weighing everything out, but I didn't want to make that big of a deal of it. Obviously, if this was something that was being made for sale, then you'd want to use a little scale and make sure everything is the exact same, but I didn't do that. I actually sprayed on the two Aventus Baccarat Rouge 540 clones earlier today. So I put the weaker one on this hand, or the lower concentration here, higher concentration here. Just a couple sprays, which these are 5 milliliter decant sizes. Those sprays are not that large. Just as an example, I'll refresh here so you can see what I'm talking about. There. Now, what are my thoughts of these high quality clones that I've made here? Believe it or not, this Aventus Baccarat Rouge 540 one smells pretty good. I mean, in terms of it being just a clone, a cheap one. When I first sprayed this on, the Baccarat Rouge 540 Aventus clone, hybrid, whatever, it smells sweet. It's like a sweet pineapple heavy Aventus. It's got a little bit of that cotton candy-ish sweetness from the Baccarat Rouge 540, but the pineapple is what comes through the strongest. It's got a lot of that candied sweetness behind the pineapple. A tiny bit of what smells like a fake birch comes in afterwards, and then it dries down to a nice mix of the two in the dry down. It's not Aventus, it's not Baccarat Rouge 540, it's both. The one that's a little heavier on the concentration, not as sweet. So I think I actually prefer the one that's a little lower concentration-wise. The one that's a little higher comes across slightly more muddled, so the notes don't sing as much. That's me really selling it. They don't sing. It's a little bit tricky, this one, because I go anosmic to it. So I feel like it's not there, but then it can still be picked up by other people around me, which, to be fair, is something that happens with Baccarat Rouge 540 to a lot of people, and happens with Aventus to some people as well. So it would make sense that a hybrid could have some issues there. Now I've not smelled this one. This is my M7 clone. It's just been sitting there waiting to be sprayed. So let's check this out and see how terrible it is. Yeah, that's not M7. It kind of smells like if you took M7, but then you mixed it with polish, like wood polish. That's basically what it smells like. It's like you took M7 and for whatever reason dumped some wood polish into your bottle and then shook it up because you just love ruining expensive discontinued fragrances and then sprayed it on yourself. It's obviously trying to be M7, but it's not M7. To be fair, clone-wise, it doesn't make a lot of sense to go for an M7 clone. You should just go for M7 Oud Absolu. That is close enough to M7, and last I checked, you can get it for a decent price. Yeah, this one just fails completely as a fragrance. It's not something I would want to wear. It's similar to some other clones that I've smelled in the past from popular clone houses where you can tell it's trying to be a fragrance, but it's so badly impersonating another fragrance that it just fails entirely. So what I mean by that is it's not a fragrance on its own. It's not something that's unique. It's trying to copy something else, but it's copying it very poorly. So why even wear it? Creation E/Enigma. This one I did in 2 concentrations as well. So let's start off with the lower concentration. So right away, that is not Creation E. No, it sure isn't. Let's try the higher concentration. I need some dye so I can throw some in here, have that coloration be a little bit closer. It is missing a lot. Going into this, I was expecting this one to be the hardest to pull off as far as clones go, just because of the quality that you're dealing with. Yeah, this is just such a piss poor imitation. Rest in peace, that. It's missing the richness from here, it's missing the spice from here, it's missing that cola accord. Well, it's not an official accord, but if you've smelled this fragrance, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, and yeah, this cap, this is actually from an Elysium bottle. I just stuck it on here, just for all the hardcore Raja Parfums, Raja Dove collectors out there, if they were wondering where that cap came from. It's like if you took this, you stripped out those notes I talked about, made it more powdery with sort of a strange white floral undertone, kind of like jasmine. This one, pretty good though. The Aventus Baccarat Rouge 540 clone, not bad. These clones, crap. Though I'm going back to the M7, it smells better now. The wood polish kind of thing is toned down. It smells like if you took M7, killed off most of the oud, dialed the amber down, and then upped the vetiver. But the vetiver here is a little cheap smelling. It smells a little green and slightly earthy, but not really in a dirty way. So there's this fragrance Perry Ellis made. It was in the same line with Oud Black Vanilla, which is a fragrance that got hyped up, and it was Oud Vetiver, I believe. I actually reviewed it. Not a huge fan of it, to be honest. And the vetiver and that fragrance smell similar to what's going on right here. So while this smells better now than it did initially, a lot of that kind of initial funk has gone away. It still is not M7. I have had my wife smell the Aventus and Baccarat Rouge 540 hybrid clone. She said it actually smells pretty good, so she gave that one a thumbs up. I'm not even gonna bother with the other two because I already know the answer. They're not nice. So here's what I did in order to make these clones. All I did is a small amount of blending. That's it. This is the laziest thing of all time. I just ordered some perfume oils from the Middle East, got those in, mixed them with perfumer's alcohol. That is literally it. Here's the Aventus and Baccarat Rouge 540 clone, Creation E, which sucks, and M7. They also sent me a clone of Polo Blue for men, which is totally something that I want a perfume oil clone of. These perfume oils can be worn by just taking this little dabber and pulling it out and swiping it on your skin if you wanted to. And you can tell just by smelling this one, this is the Baccarat Rouge Aventus Hybrid. You can tell just by smelling that it would be pretty good, at least as far as perfume oils slash clones go. Pretty much the same thing with these. You can smell them right from here and go, probably not gonna be very good. The whole idea behind this video was people that say Dua slash Alexandria slash whoever, clone-wise, will just take perfume oils from the Middle East and buy those in bulk, bring them over to the US, mix those with perfumer's alcohol to whatever concentration they want, bottle it up as whatever clone it is, and then sell it. And I wanted to see how difficult that would be just from my own end, having zero connections whatsoever. There are lots of websites for stores based in the Middle East that sell these perfume oils. They're highly concentrated. They have them based off niche fragrances, indie fragrances, designer fragrances, even some hybrids like with this one. And if you wanted to, you could buy these up, blend them, and then sell your own stuff, basically. Obviously, doing fragrances like this is gonna be a lot easier and a lot better if you know what you're doing as far as blending the fragrances, and if you have connections to where you can get good deals on the oils that you're buying, and also potentially put in requests. Like you could say, oh, I want a blend of Aventus and Green Irish Tweed, and I'm gonna call it the Creed Monster. That's a really terrible name, but I didn't think this out. Anyway, if you had connections somewhere in the Middle East, wherever these perfume oils are made, you could say that, hey, this is really what I want. They make you a few different versions, send that over, you mess around with blending, figure out what works the best, what you like, and then place your order, and boom, new fragrance. Again, this is not meant as a shot at those houses. A lot of people love those fragrances, get a ton of use from them, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to see how hard it would be for me to do this on my own. Success, a meh, and then a complete failure. These ones I just got from genericperfumes.com. Like I said, there are a bunch of other websites that have perfume oils like this. It's just this one had that Aventus Baccarat Rouge 540 hybrid. That's what I was interested in, so that's why I went with them. Now I have these wonderful clones that I'll never use. To be honest, unless you're willing to just make pretty crappy versions of things like I did here, you may be better off just going with Dua, Alexandria, or whatever your preferred clone house is. They have experience doing this. Their products are going to be of a higher quality than what we're talking about right here as far as your spray fragrances are going to be concerned. And it would probably last longer and project better as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys again next time with another fragrance video. See you guys.